This is the video for Unit 9, Lesson 3 on the product of powers. And the product, remember, means to multiply. So we're going to look at what happens when we multiply powers together. So for example, let's say I have j to the 6th times j cubed. Well, I want you to think for a second what that means. Well, j to the 6th really means that I have j times j times j times j times j times j. 6 j's all multiplied together. And then I'm taking that group of j's times j times j times j. So, altogether, how many j's am I multiplying? I have 6 and 3. I have j to the 9th. This is equal to j to the 9th. All right, same idea here. A to the 4th is a times a times a times a times 2 more a's. Well, that gives me a to the 6th. So can you see the pattern here? J to the 6th times j cubed gives me j to the 9th. A to the 4th times a squared gives me a to the 6th. Here's the rule. When two or more powers with the same base are multiplied, we add the exponents. So 6 plus 3 gives us 9. 4 plus 2 gives us 6. So in general, if I have x to the a times x to the b, that's going to become x to the a plus b. All right, let's keep doing some more examples here. Example 3, we have c times c to the 5th. Well, c is really c to the 1. So I have c times 5 more c's, and that's going to give me c to the 6th. K to the 6th times k to the 0. Again, add those exponents, we get k to the 6th. All right, s, powers of s. We can add all of these together. So let's do 6 plus negative 3 is 3, plus 5 gives me s to the 8th. All right, example 6. N is really n to the 1. So I'm going to do 1 plus 3, which is 4, plus negative 5, which is n to the negative 1. Now, I can't leave my answer with a negative exponent, so I'm going to rewrite this as 1 over n to the 1, which is really just 1 over n. Okay, I would like you to pause the video and give these 4 problems a try based on the examples we've just done. So pause the video and try these 4 on your own. All right, hopefully these went okay for you. Probably the trickiest one is number 3, because you have to remember that g is really g to the power of 1. So that gives us g to the negative 7th, and then you have to flip the power to make it 1 over g to the 7th. All right, let's step it up a little bit. Now I have powers with different bases. All that means is I'm only going to add together the exponents of like bases. So that's going to give me j to the 12th times a to the 5th, because I'm going to do 6 plus 6 for the j's and 3 plus 2 for the a's. All right, let's look at this one here. Again, c has an exponent of 1, even though it's unwritten. So I'm going to have c to the 6th, because I'm going to do 5 plus 1. And then 9 plus negative 2 gives me k to the 7th. All right, example 9 is really important, because what I see all the time is all of a sudden people will want to write this. Oh, this is 9s to the 9th. No. 5 times 4 is still multiplied just the same way that we would always multiply it. 5 times 4 is still 20. We're going to do the multiplication just like we always would. However, when we multiply powers, the only time we add is the exponents. The only thing you're going to add are the exponents. The normal numbers are still going to follow the same rules that we always have had. So I'm going to do 5 times 4, just like always, to get 20. And s cubed times x to the 6th means I'm going to add those exponents and have s to the 9th. All right, so example 10 is kind of the same deal. Negative 8 times 2 is still negative 16. N squared times n to the negative 4th, I'm going to add those exponents, so I have n to the negative 2. Now, I can't leave my answer with a negative exponent. However, not everything has a negative exponent. Even though this is negative, it's not an exponent. So the only thing that's going to flip is the n, which means I have negative 16 over n squared. Negative 16 over n squared. All right, example 11. Nothing to multiply 3 by, so I'm still going to have the 3. How about my m's? M to the 6th times m to the negative 2nd. 6 plus negative 2 gives me m to the 4th. Then the r's, r to the negative 7th times r cubed means I'm going to have r to the negative 4th. Again, I cannot leave an answer with a negative exponent. So I have to flip it, but only the thing that has the negative exponent. 3m to the 4th is going to stay exactly where it is. The r power is going to flip to the bottom, like so. All right, let's try another one. G to the 0 times g to the 8th. 0 plus 8 means I have g to the 8th. N to the 12th times n. N is really n to the 1st, so we have n to the 13th, and that's it. All right, I would like you to, again, pause the video and try these 4 problems at the bottom of the page. So pause the video, try these on your own, and then check your work. All right, hopefully these went okay for you. Probably the trickiest one is this first one here. You're going to do 4 times 2 to get 8. The m's, when you add the exponents, you get m to the 13th. For the r's, you get r to the negative 5th. Now, again, we have to flip anything that has a negative exponent, which is why we end up with 8m to the 13th over r to the 5th. All right, that is it for the notes on product of powers. We'll see you for the next video.